StockTip. Best stock setups.
Welcome to our next edition of StockTip's Daily Update. I'm Marcel Todia, and we have today the 6th of January 2022. So, we've talked about market discrepancies yesterday. I've mentioned them, and by that I've meant that the Nasdaq was looking pretty humble in comparison to the Standard & Poor, and it seems like the DAX finally stumbled yesterday. I wish to remain optimistic about the DAX, but it seems they caught after us, and all of the sectors took a hell of a beating yesterday. So we're going to start with S&P 500. So the SPY, as you've seen, the trend has been broken. The support line at 473.40 has been broken, and by that also our position. It doesn't look too well. Yeah, one must say that. The next support would be the 50-day moving average, and if that fails, then we could see a tumble until the prices reach 450, so 450. That's a pretty hefty movement, and I think we can easily expect 450 in the next 1 or 2 days, 2 or 3 days. So the Nasdaq was the problem here. The Nasdaq broke through the support on the 20 moving average, and as a result they've pulled all of the markets with them. So they've broken through the support like butter. We had a movement of -3% yesterday, -3%, and I can easily see the next support being the last low. The absolute dead low was 377, so there's nothing stopping the markets from reaching 377.4 in the tech branch. My biggest position was in the Russells with a stop here at 220-230. There was my stop, and yesterday evening for me, as the DAX fell, the Russells took also the same beating. So you can see here a hefty movement on the downside, and that was the end of my position, as you know it. So it's a shame, but that's how it is. That's what discrepancies do, and that's why you fear them. That's why I was only 40% long and 30-40% long and not more. And now we'll have to wait and see where the markets and if the markets turn. But I think this is the beginning of a correction. I hope it's only a correction, but at StockTip we like to see an opportunity in every correction, or if it turns out to be a little more than a correction, then it's no biggie. At the moment we are going to go long, to go cash to secure our earnings so far by putting the stops nearer, and pretty much stop investing at the moment. We are going to go mainly cash. Cash is our main position now. I am not going to close any of the positions. If they're going to be closed, and so be it. I will let the stops be, Um, they are secured with the stops. Hope, I hope they are going to survive. But if no, the risks are limited, and I see perhaps another 1.1% or 1.5% of my portfolios then taking a hit, but not more, and with that I can live. Then the German markets are going to take a hit today, I guess, or that's what I expect, but we shall see. Not that important for us. And then the euro to US dollar, pretty much nothing new. I see they've started a day in the right direction for us. At least we could get a little 0.5 or 1% back through a negative price here, euro to US dollar. That would be the upside of this all. Then the oil, as I said yesterday, that the oil was short term a little too expensive, a little too overbought, and that's what you see here. I think this is yesterday's price. So indeed, the oil was a little too expensive, but it's no wonder we've reached here an imaginary support line, and that's what happens. Then gold had also a negative day. Pretty much everything had a negative day. So when the market stumbled, and also these classic actives where people run with their deposits like gold and silver, actually they also stumble. As you can see, silver is the same thing, nothing new, and nothing else to be expected. The financial sector doesn't also look too healthy. The big part of this green monster bar has been denied. I think 70% of the green bar from the day before has been denied. So with that, we have a negative momentum, and I don't think the financial sector is going to be able to hold off the whole of the whole market alone. I've seen a little optimism in the semiconductor sector, but if this holds, we will have to wait and see. We've not reached the 50-day moving average yet. If this holds, this would be nice. Then we would have a nice one or two sectors to bounce back to. But if not, we'll just have to wait and see. And biotechs, yes, the biotechs are off the grid. So now to the next part, our positions from yesterday. I've given you yesterday a nice couple of setups. One of them I've taken, this was red. Red has been activated automatically bought, and it still holds upon above the 9-day moving average. I didn't want to sell it. The risk is very klein. I've opted for a small position, so 0.2%, I think, risk from the whole portfolio. So if this doesn't survive, then it doesn't survive, but I didn't want to cancel the trade. Then back to our portfolio, APO, this was a nice try, but if the market doesn't have any momentum, and if the market tumbles, then there aren't too many positions, too many titles that are going to survive this move. APO was one of them. APO is gone from our portfolio, and I don't see myself buying pretty soon. You see a huge bearish engulfing here, a massive candle. This was a massive sell-off. Delete it. I have to delete it. Then Enva. I think I'm still long in Enva, but this was also not something to ignore. You see, sell-off with more volume than the average. I think this is also going to get close pretty soon, but we shall see. We shall see. IRTC. Actually, this position I've held. This was also a small position, given that it was made as a position trading here in the weekly chart. So I've decided to hold on to it, and my stop is still somewhere around 85.5. If it holds, it holds. If not, it's a small position, like most positions in position trading. IVM, yeah, IVM is gone. IVM is gone. IVM was a nice position, but the journey from here was long, and it's a good thing that I've cashed in right about here. I cashed in on some of the profits, a third of the profits actually, and after I've cashed in, I've pulled the stop to 22.30. So a big part, a big chunk of the profits was secured, and I wasn't really that affected from the negative movement yesterday. So it would have been nicer, it would have been greater if the Russell's rallied, but at least we are still with a big plus here, and that's all that matters. This was a successful trade, and what more do you want? We will have to wait for the next movement, and when the next movement comes, then we are ready, and we shall see. So Russell's gone. Ferrari also got a hit yesterday. This still looks like an inside candle with less volume than the average. If you are lucky, the Ferrari can sustain this, and we would like to see a green candle here, and closure price above the 50% from this green bar here. Then I would be happy with this. So to summarize, I would be happy to see another inside candle and to see a little setup here to see that it survives. In the meantime, I've pulled my stop underneath this mother bar, and we shall see if this alone is enough. But with the stop underneath the mother bar, I would have a risk of, I don't know, 0.01%. So it's not even worth talking about. It doesn't matter in which direction this trade goes. I won't be making any deficit. I won't be making any minus here. So all in all, it's a pretty good trade and a pretty good stop. So red, I've told you. SPY, my position in SPY had a stop here by 473. So it got cancelled, it got stopped yesterday. This was the best index in the whole market, so it's a shame. I think the next stop would be here, the next support, and if this fails, then here. But we are out. We are out, and if we'll get a nice intraday setup. We could be going short, but I think I will be traveling today, so I won't be that much at my table, and I don't expect to have a huge internet connection. So I think I will just wait and see what happens. This was a pretty big candle as it is, so um, to go in now in the middle of the things doesn't look too good. We shall wait. A huge cash position is better than um, making a lot of deficit now, and when the markets do decide to turn, then we won't have any money more to invest. No, we are going to enjoy our pluses, our winnings from the last 2 weeks, and when the markets turn, then we are ready and we are going to hit it all. So the next setups, let's see, the next step, these are the setups. This AAP wanted to break out yesterday. Wanted to break out. It didn't, like almost everything else, but the setup is still there. The setup is still looking a bit healthy. Little shame that we have here an outside reversal, but we shall see. We shall see if this setup can survive. If not, that's how it is. Apple Apple is still looking good, and as long as Apple still looks good and the whole market still has a chance. Applied Materials, well, Applied Materials is now entering a sideways movement. So the breakout and the pullback was shattered yesterday. So it isn't interesting anymore for me. This is deleted from the active watch list. AMD, we are leaving AMD on the table. BJ will fall today. I can see it happening. Boot is still there, but not looking too good. Box is gone. CCXI is still surviving. CTXI so this is still looking good. I will be holding on to this, but I won't be opening any positions at the moment. It doesn't matter how good the setups are. It doesn't matter if the setups are good and if the breakouts are good. I think even if we get a good setup, a good breakout with a lot of volume, I think we are going to see a lot of hefty pullbacks and finally a lot of outside reversal. So we have to wait for the whole market to turn. Ever is also still alive. I am leaving it on the watch list. Facebook is gone. And this was a nice setup here. It's almost gone. GoPro almost gone, but I wasn't too delighted about the next support level at GoPro. So Inva almost gone. What's next? IRTC, yes, this is in the portfolio, but this is something for the weekly chart. We've discussed it. IVM almost is shown gone. Then MoneyGram pretty much gone. We are at the moment at a 20-day moving average. This is not going to hold from the financial sector, but if the financial sector takes a beating today, then MGI is also gone. Marvel gone. BFSA gone. This looks good in a weekly, but we shall have to. Yeah, this still looks good. QSI. Ooh, that was a negative day. Gone. Red, still there. Rock. still on our watch list by not doing that good. Tesla, nah. And TSM, seems I don't have to be that upset anymore about missing out on TSM. Still here, if the markets do turn, but I don't see that happening actually, and not in the next 1 or 2 days. If we could get a bounce, but I don't see it really happening. But we could get a nice pullback here, and then another breakout from the pullback. I will leave it be. I will leave TSM here. Moving here. So TSM here. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget StockTip with its site stock-tip.com is going to be up and running soon. For now, just enjoy this free content, and if you have any questions, don't forget to comment and like and subscribe if you want.